SailGP Insights takes a data lab to every Sail Grand Prix. This lab conceals the best-kept secrets of SailGP's fleet. This room receives data from 1,300 sensors placed on board the F50s. Teams can see each other's data, but only those who know what to look for will find the key to success. The best sailors in the world know this room as the Grand Prix Vault.
And it's Peter Burling and the Kiwis who win the Singapore Sail Grand Prix. There was a risk of thunderstorms all week, but luckily we've had no incidents during the racing.
The end of the Singapore event, the Kiwi boat gets struck by lightning.
The boat was within the SailGP's control. It got struck by lightning on the commute home. You couldn't boot anything out, but yeah, you could tell that a lot of current had passed through the boat, and even that kind of smell of, I suppose, burning plastic and resin.
So that all went back to New Zealand to be refurbished. All the components were replaced, repaired, and put back on the boat.
New Zealand got their boat back after a complete refit of everything. All the electronics had to be changed. A lot of the hydraulics had to be changed.
That's the Kiwis' first sail with their boat Amakura since the lightning catastrophe. There's been a lot of work to fix her. Let's hope she sails well today.
Fit for an early take, I reckon. Hey, mine, Andy.
And then it goes out of the water. This mysterious, recently struck by lightning boat. And that's where you could say it all went bad, or all went well, in fact, for the Kiwis.
Look at the Kiwis go! There's so much speed. They're taking these corners so fast. They are smashing the whole fleet. Wow, and again, look at the cornering speeds. The Kiwis are in a league of their own.
They were turning the boat hard, and the safety factor was not coming into play, giving them an advantage on the next leg or the next couple of meters.
A few teams were the first to notice, not even us. They said there's a big difference. We looked back at the footage and we said, wow, there is a massive difference. So talking meters.
The speed difference between the Kiwis and the rest is just unbelievable.
Take from it what you will, but to not put your hand up and say, or to see the data was so, the difference between all the boats in the fleet was a bit like, wow.
Not bad.
And afterwards, there's an investigation.
I don't think it's much to do with the handling. I think it's something else was happening. Something else, not to know who or what, but something was going on there, and it was pretty clear, I think.
Okay, D-task coming in.
The foil can move under the boat or outside the boat. Now, the further it is outboard, so away from the center of the boat, it is essentially making the boat wider.
Good fishing here?
Now, the wider the boat, you're getting more power out of the boat. So when you're doing a turn, you want the foil to be nice and outboard, super grippy, and that way you don't slide sideways when you go around a mark.
Through the wind. Oh, it was an aggressive move. Kiwis are pushing it so hard, but a big mistake by Australia.
But there's a limiting factor. This is where it gets complicated, right? It's like Act 2. The boats have this mechanism where if the boat is turned up too fast or is foiling too high as it's turning, the board that sticks down in the water could break, or the mechanism that holds the board in could break. Something here could break. So this is a section of the F50 that sits in the daggerboard case, and it controls the hydraulics that move the foil, essentially.
That's just on the way, all good.
The reason it's there is to protect the hydraulics and the structural integrity of the boat.
Little hot mode. O's giant should be crossing.
Now, these things here are sensors, and they are to sense how much pressure is on the foil. When these sensors can see that there is too much pressure on the foil, it then releases hydraulic oil out of here. And then the board will move automatically.
They're way more stable.
And the data fairies, or the gremlins, I know depending on which team you are, figure out what's happened in the technology.
Okay, disabled.
Happy there?
Yep. All good. And I am 12 and a half, 13.
Now we know in F50s that every boat is identical. Here, we've got this line, which is to check that nobody has tampered with the system. And we have this nut as well. So this nut is set at a number that the pressure will expel, and that is 500. Now, if this isn't set properly, there may be a difference from boat to boat.
In the right position?
Yeah.
No dagger boards?
That mechanism was sort of overridden.
This was set wrong for the New Zealand boat. Now, how does that happen when it's managed by the same people?
500.
Yeah, copy that. Confirm that all boats have been calibrated, have been weighed, and are 100% ready to go sailing. So I'm happy for them to hit the water. Over.
We make every boat absolutely identical so that the difference is the sailors, not the boats. It removes the chances of the teams actually creating an advantage through customising their own platform.
Look how clustered they are.
So as soon as there is an inkling that, maybe somebody's pushing rules, maybe somebody's cheating on purpose to get more performance out of their boat, this is serious, and Russell Coutts knows that, and he knows that we need to get to the bottom of this as fast as possible because this cannot be happening in SailGP.
The safety equipment had to be tampered with in order to get the boat out of the water in Singapore, and it looks like it hadn't been set to the right setting when the boat got back to Christchurch.
Who did the overruling? Was it actually someone on the Kiwi team that tampered? Was it this lightning strike in Singapore?
We felt a massive amount of frustration that we were getting the finger pointed at us for adjusting something which we'd never do. Like every day, we trust the tech team to put our boat in a safe working condition. No one really had a clear answer as to who had adjusted our boat.
The tech team of SailGP should have done a better job to make sure that the fleet was more evenly competitive with the settings.
I don't think it's acceptable for the league to send you out there with unsafe equipment. That relief valve's probably one of the more critical things on the boat for keeping us athletes safe out there.
Massive advantage for Burling and New Zealand.
After that incident, we introduced scrutineering. So we've got two types of scrutineering. We've got scrutineering that runs in real time, that checks, that would pick up issues like this. So if there's a mistake or somebody had manipulated the system. And then we also have larger sweeps that run afterwards through all the data automatically. It just goes to show how everybody's so keen on the data and using it all the time to make sure that they've got the same advantage as everybody else.
From my point of view, it was just a bizarre way to build up to the final where you were getting the finger pointed at you for something you didn't even know which valve it was until the investigation started, and frankly you wouldn't even be interested in changing it if you did.